So the indictment was unsealed today. An indictment is just an American term for a charging document. And he was arraigned in court today, which basically means he made a very quick court appearance to plead not guilty, be released on his own recognizance, and then the case will proceed from here with legal motions and, eventually a trial sometime in 2024. What the case is about is relatively simple. There are 34 counts in the case. The counts are a fraudulent filing of a business record in New York City. So, in other words, there are 34 counts related to fraudulent business record filings, whether they be checks, invoices, or receipts. The fraud was alleged to have taken place because Donald Trump, several weeks before he was elected, through his lawyer, someone named Michael Cohen, who's already pled guilty in this case,
and done jail time,
and done jail time, and is going to
yeah,
be a witness against him at this trial.
yeah.
What he did is Michael Cohen paid at Donald Trump's instigation, according to Michael Cohen, he paid $130,000 to Stormy Daniels, an adult film actress with whom Donald was alleged to have had a sexual affair with. And he wanted to cover that up so it didn't come out in the several weeks before the election because he thought it would lose him votes.
I think it was days, wasn't it? Wasn't it days
I
before
think
the
it was about
election?
2 weeks. I think it was about
Yeah.
two
Okay.
weeks before the election. But the alleged affair had happened years before.
Yeah.
And so this was part of the catch and kill agreement that he had with with David Pecker and the Inquirer.
And for people, the catch and killers catch any rumors that might harm you and kill those rumors. And in this instance, by paying someone off, there could be other ways they killed it, but that's for this one.
And this particular payoff didn't necessarily involve Pecker directly, but this one just involved Trump using his own money through the Trump Organization, funneled through Michael Cohen to pay this money to Stormy Daniels. Now, in and of itself, paying hush money to someone is not a crime. You can actually pay someone not to disclose disturbing things about you. It becomes a crime when in your financial records, as part of the Trump Organization, you denominate it as legal fees, as a retainer fees, which it wasn't.
Gotcha.
And then it becomes a felony under New York law when you are committing that crime, which is the false business records, in furtherance of another crime. And the other crime is attempting to unlawfully and fraudulently influence an election. So the reason that this rather ordinary business document crime becomes a more serious felony is because it was in the service of a much more serious crime, which was a violation of New York state and federal election laws, which if you're making a payment to someone to influence an election, which this arguably, allegedly was, that is a campaign contribution. You have to denominate that as a campaign contribution. You have to book it as a campaign contribution. You have to disclose it as a campaign contribution. And there are limits on how much you can pay. So the basic charge is 34 counts of fraudulent business records related to the documentation around this hush money payment, illegally and fraudulently denominated as legal fees or retainer paid to Cohen in the service of unlawfully influencing an election in violation of state and or federal laws because it was effectively a campaign contribution in kind that wasn't booked as such and was in violation of the total amount you can spend and the disclosure requirements thereof. That's it in a nutshell.